Howdy, and welcome to the virtual information session for the online graduate certificate in Homeland Security at the Bush School of Government and Public Service at Texas A&M University. My name is Sarah Rivera, and I am the Student Services Program Coordinator, and I will be one of your presenters today. Our other presenter will be Dr. Danny Davis, Director of the Graduate Certificate in Homeland Security. Dr. Davis, can you say howdy to our attenders?
Howdy, everybody.
We will also have one of our awesome academic advisors, Catherine Vinson, joining us today. Catherine, can you also say howdy to our attenders? Oh, I think she's not quite available right at this moment, but if you have questions during the presentation, feel free to drop them in the chat and she can answer them. We will also take questions at the end, so you're welcome to wait if you would prefer. You can also later on contact our advising center at 866-988-2874 or email us at bushschoolonline@tamu.edu. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Today, we're going to cover several topics, including more information about Texas A&M University and the Bush School, the benefits of the Homeland Security Certificate, potential careers, the application process, the cost, and also funding your certificate. Let's start by talking a little bit about Texas A&M University. Texas A&M University is a Tier 1 research university. It was the first public university in Texas and one of only 2 flagship universities in the state. We are also one of only a few universities in the country to be designated a land grant, sea grant, and space grant university. We have been a member of the Association of American Universities since 2001, and we are among the nation's 5 largest universities with an enrollment of 71,109 students as of the fall 2020 semester. As you can see here, our recent recognitions include Money's Best Public Colleges Report, U.S. News and World Report, and the Washington Monthly. Some recognitions include Best Value School and also rank us as a top 10 public university. We are accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges. So let's talk a little bit about the Bush School. We are a graduate school within Texas A&M University, and we are located on the main campus in College Station, Texas. Our vision is to inspire excellence in the noble calling of public service. Our philosophy is based on former President George H.W. Bush's belief that public service is a noble calling. This continues to shape all aspects of our curriculum, research, and student experience. Our Bush School mission is to educate, explore, and engage through a lifelong commitment to public service. The Bush School is ranked in the top 10% of graduate public affairs schools in the nation, 16th among public affairs programs at public universities, and our EMPSA program is first in the nation for best value for an executive online MPA. I would now like to welcome Dr. Danny Davis, Director of the Graduate Certificate in Homeland Security, to discuss the program in more detail.
Okay, let's go to the next slide, please, man. So what is Homeland Security? Well, here it is. This is what the U.S. government says, the Department of Homeland Security. So everybody take a few seconds and read over that. As most of you know, the Department of Homeland Security has been around since 2002. It was formed after the 9/11 attacks. It was the outcome of the biggest reorganization in the federal government since the Department of Defense had come about out of the War Department back in 1947, 48. Over the past, 20 years or so, the department has grown into its role, much more coordinated than it was back in, in the early years, much more integrated with the other federal departments and also with the states and localities. So let's go to the next slide, please, ma'am. So what can you learn in this certificate program? Well, here's the at the top of the pile. I always put local, state, federal jurisdictions in defending the homeland. Most important aspect of public safety lies with the local government, and then it escalates from there. The state and the federal government, they pitch in as needed with the local government. This is especially visible when you start talking about natural disasters, hurricanes, tornadoes, and such. It's always the locals that are in charge, with the state, like I said, or the federal government pitching in when they're called upon. You're also going to learn about the difference between Homeland Defense, which is the Department of Defense's mission to protect from external threats, and then Homeland Security mission, which of course is DHS. We look at, in all our courses, we look at laws, policies, and regulations that define Homeland Security and identify the threats to Homeland Security. We do some risk assessment, learning to understand that you can't defend against every threat. It's impossible. So you have to prioritize. And of course, there's systems with which that's done. Critical infrastructure, this is roads, electric systems, nuclear power plants, water systems, so on and so forth, all the different things that make the infrastructure of the country. And America, we organize that into 16 critical infrastructure sectors. And you'll be well versed in that after this, you finish this certificate. We have courses specific on border security and maritime security, very important, obviously. And you're going to gain insights from experts in the field. Most of the profs that we have teaching have actually worked for a living before they got into academia. I say that with tongue in cheek, but it's important to have people who have been Border Patrol agents or Coast Guard and so on and so forth. And we have all those in our faculty here at the Bush School. Next slide. So we have these 4 emphasis areas. Of course, border security is a big one now. We got a big mess down on the border now, and seems like it's going to be going on for a while. It's really a national security issue, in Danny Davis's humble opinion down there. It's national security, it's health and welfare, and on and on and on, public safety and everything. You can tailor your program so that you get a focus on border security. Also, critical infrastructure protection or emergency management and crisis preparedness. And then finally, national security policy and management, more of an overarching theme for your emphasis in the certificate. Next slide, please. Here's the courses that we have under the Homeland Security Certificate. And the top one, Fundamentals of Homeland Security, that's PSAA 656. That's the required course. You have to take that. That's the one that lays the foundation for all the other ones. And then you can go down through the list: emergency management, Homeland Security, cybersecurity policy. I recommend that for everybody, irregardless of what your interests are and what you hope to do. Cybersecurity touches everything that we do in today in this in the country. You've got grant and project management, emergency and security policy, protection of critical infrastructure. On the right-hand column, weapons of mass destruction. There's the border security course. We have domestic intelligence operations, which while many of the tools and the procedures are similar, the laws that govern what can be done in America by a law enforcement agency and what can be done overseas to another country or an adversary, it's like apples and oranges. So that's why we came up with that course. Terrorism in today's world is kind of like a survey of current terrorist groups and the threats they pose to the country. Domestic terrorism, the internal threat, that's a course that's taught here on campus. If you're able to come to campus, you could sign up for that one. All these others are online. Domestic terrorism is the only one that's just taught face-to-face. And then there's the analyzing risk and hazards, public policy, and so on. And finally, disaster response planning. So you can see we have quite a few different, I haven't even counted them. I think it's about 13 courses that we offer online, and that you can tailor your program, pick the course that you want to, the courses that you want to take to have that focus that you need for your career. And I think that's it for me, Sarah.
Yep, thank you so much, Dr. Davis. We'll hear from him again in a few minutes regarding Homeland Security careers. So let's talk a little bit more about the certificate in general. You've heard some of the classes you can take, some of the emphasis areas you can add. Let's discuss some of the basics. The certificate in Homeland Security is 5 graduate level courses, 3 credit hours each, so 15 credit hours total, that can be completed 100% online. And like Dr. Davis said, if you are local to Bryan College Station, you are welcome to take some of your classes on campus as well. The certificate is noted on your Texas A&M transcript after completion. As a reminder, the Bush School is a well-known institution, and we do rank in the top 10% of graduate public affairs schools in the nation. And we're also 13th among public universities and 18th in the nation for our public management program, according to US News and World Report. Our online courses are taught by experts in the field with academic credentials, also like Dr. Davis pointed out. All of our online courses are asynchronous, so there are no specific meeting days or times. However, there are weekly lectures, reading assignments, discussion questions, as well as projects, papers, and regular deadlines. Consistent participation is required to succeed in all Bush School online courses. So what are some benefits of a certificate? First, you can earn a credential in a short amount of time. On average, it takes students about 2 to 3 semesters to complete the certificate in Homeland Security, but of course you can complete it sooner or longer than that. It is up to you how many classes you want to take per semester. The certificate is transcript recognized, and like I mentioned earlier, it does appear on your Texas A&M University transcript when completed. Up to 12 credit hours or 4 of the courses may be transferable into another Bush School master's program. For example, our online executive master of public service and administration has a Homeland Security track, and courses can be potentially transferred into that. Finally, the certificate allows you to build your Homeland Security network by interacting with faculty, students, and alumni. The certificate can potentially allow you to transition into a new career, advance in your current one, develop a solid Homeland Security framework, or enhance your analytical expertise. There are many possible outcomes. We are here to support our certificate students. You have access to our online advising center via phone or email. And if you reach out to us when we are not open, we do our best to get back to you just as soon as we can once we reopen. The Texas A&M IT Help Desk offers 24/7 tech support. You also have access to the Texas A&M online libraries, the Writing Center, Veteran Services and Support, Texas A&M Career Services, alumni networking groups, and more. That's just a few examples I have for you today. We also offer events on campus that you're welcome to come to, occasional recorded webinars, and a certificate completion ceremony in spring of each year. We always enjoy interacting with our students, whether it's virtual or in person. So come see us. Now I'm going to turn it back over to Dr. Davis to discuss careers in Homeland Security.
Thank you. Here listed some generic type positions that that are out there. Depending on what your state is. Are you a youngster coming out of school, or are you already in a career, but maybe you want to change a career, or you're in a career that you want to move up? In many cases, a certificate such as this can help you do so. Local emergency management positions. Most towns, if they don't have I'd say 25, 30,000 people, most of them are going to have a local emergency manager. Sometimes smaller towns than that, even towns that size, it might be the fire chief who wears two hats. But that knowledge of local emergency management, the national response framework and so on, can really help. It's a good add-on to your resume, and in a set and a knowledge and skills. Law enforcement, obviously, public safety positions, and then on the federal side, the Department of Homeland Security itself, Customs Border Protection, ICE, and so on and so forth. And one thing that a lot of people overlook, I think, is the Coast Guard. People think of the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, and they kind of leave the Coast Guard out of it. But I'd recommend that you take, if you're looking toward a change in career or a new career, I'd recommend you take a look at the Coast Guard. They're all over the country, doing important public safety and security mission. And then, of course, the Texas National Guard, or whatever state you're in, the National Guard. Oftentimes a job in the Guard can line up pretty well with what you do in civilian life also. And it also can be a path to active duty military service. And of course, non-governmental agencies, the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, these nonprofits that are out there that are essential to the working of, especially in natural disasters. They play a big part, and it's planned, a part that's planned in the National Response Framework doctrine. That's about it for me, Sarah.
Thanks again, Dr. Davis. All right, let's jump ahead to the application process. So first, who can apply to the Certificate in Homeland Security? So anyone with an accredited bachelor's degree from any discipline can apply. If you are a Texas A&M University graduate student in another program, you can apply using our internal application process. Also, Texas A&M University undergraduate seniors with at least a 3.0 GPA can also apply using our internal process. In order to apply, we require an application through Graduate Casts, which is our application system, a personal statement of about 500 words discussing your interest in the certificate and how you would like to use it, a current resume, and official and unofficial transcripts from all four-year universities attended. Unofficial transcripts can be uploaded to your application, whereas officials can be sent to our Office of Admissions. GRE and GMAT scores are no longer required. The application fee for Graduate Casts is $89 for US citizens and $114 for international applicants. As I mentioned previously, if you are a Texas A&M University graduate student or an undergraduate senior with at least a 3.0, you can apply using our internal application process. And if that's something you're interested in, you're welcome to reach out to our advising center or drop a comment in the chat, and we'd be happy to get you a link. We admit new students every semester, so fall, spring, and summer. We're currently taking applications for spring of 2022, and that deadline is coming up on Sunday, December 5th, 2021 by midnight. We do encourage everyone to apply early if possible. That way, if your application is incomplete, we can let you know well in advance. If you have any questions while working on your application, please visit our website as displayed on the screen or contact our advising center. We're always happy to help. So cost for the program is based on your residency and is charged per course, not per credit hour. The Texas resident rate as of the academic year 2021-2022 is approximately $2,703 per course, and the out-of-state rate for 2021-2022 is approximately $4,382 per course. There are potentially other required fees depending on your student status. For example, as you can see on your screen, there are additional charges for international students, or if it's your first semester, or if you are a distance education student in Brazos County and the 7 surrounding counties. There are a variety of financial aid opportunities that we always encourage our students to take advantage of. We recommend filling out the FAFSA, as our certificates are eligible for federal aid as long as a student is enrolled at least part-time. That would be 2 classes in fall and spring and 1 during the summer. If you are active duty military or veteran, we strongly encourage you to reach out to Texas A&M Veteran Services for more information on options that are available to you. They're always happy to help. There is a Bush School Online Scholarship for Texas residents, as well as the Texas Aggie Graduate Grant. We would also encourage you to check out scholarships and waivers through Texas A&M University Student Business Services and Financial Aid, as well as any professional organizations and your place of employment. We encourage you to connect with us. As I mentioned before, we love talking to our students and we love talking to those that are interested in applying. We are active on Facebook at facebook.com/homelandonline, Twitter at Bush eLearning, Instagram at Bush School OEE, and Pinterest at pinterest.com/Bush School Cert. And of course, you can always reach out to our advising center Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can call us at 866-988-2874 or send us an email at bushschoolonline@tamu.edu. Additionally, at our website, bush.tamu.edu/CHLS, we have a live chat function, so you can connect with an advisor that way. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. I'd like to thank everyone for coming to this session, and a special thanks to Dr. Davis for stopping in and sharing his insights with us as well. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. That way we can go ahead and take questions.